Good evening. My name is Celeste Stanwood, and this is my ITT 210 integration with C programs code. So first up, going over the code, up here we have the include studio H, and what that allows us to do is it allowed us to use commands like printf and scanf, which can be seen throughout the program, for printing like the calculator or the input areas for the users to before doing the math. Next, we have lines 5 through 8, and it's uh, the int extern add ASM, sub ASM, mult ASM, and div ASM. And what that's doing is it's declaring or telling the compiler that the functions are defined elsewhere within the program, which is the ASM file that we have over here, or the assembly file. And as you can see here, there's that add ASM for addition, sub ASM for subtraction, mult ASM for multiplication, and then lastly we have that div ASM for division, and then it just ends out. So going back to the code, next up we have our main function here, and the first thing that's happening in the main function is using printf. We're printing the calculator, so like this is the calculator. And then the next section, we're asking for that user input in this section right here. So the first thing that it's going to do is it's going to ask the user, please enter the operand, and it gives them the 4 choices: the plus sign for addition, the subtraction sign for subtraction, the little star or asterisk for multiplication, and the slash for division. And then from there, it's going to ask the two users, or it's going to ask the user for 2 numbers, the first number for the operation and the second number for doing the math in the calculator itself. And then from there, we have our calling the assembly routine. So we've got our if and else statements through here. And the first one is if the user inputs that plus sign for addition, and it's going to move over to the assembly file and do its thing, but it's going to then print the result of addition result is, and then else if they are doing subtraction or multiplication, it'll print the subtraction result is or the multiplication result is. And then after that, division is a little bit different, because if they do division, if the second number is 0, because you can't divide by 0, we entered in this else statement down here, where it gives the person an error, and it just says like error, can't divide by 0. But if they don't try to use 0 as a second number, and they try to use anything else, we have an else statement there that says error, invalid operand. So going through the code, debugging, hopefully it pops up. Okay, so we're gonna do addition first. Oh, computer's lagging a little. Okay, we're gonna do addition first. And the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add 20 as the first number and 5 as the second number, and that's going to result in 25. So you can see the calculator doing its thing and then exiting that out, hitting debug again. Now we're going to do subtraction, and the first number, let's do 10, and then we'll do 5, and it does the subtraction again, so we can see that the subtraction result is 5. And then let's do multiplication, and let's multiply, okay, 15, and then we'll do 2. And now we get the multiplication result is 30. And lastly, we're just going to do division, so entering that operand, and we're going to do, let's do 100, and then we'll do 10, and we get that result of the division result is 10. Yeah, so that is my simple calculator for ITT 210 integration with C programs.